Hello and welcome to Indigo Blue. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm one of the design team. And today we're having a look at the lovely soft wings. If you like butterflies, it's just absolutely beautiful. So I thought that we would do a card today. So I've got the makings of, this is what I'm going to do as extras. I've got the making of my cards. So I've got a standard card base like this, and then I've got a blue mat, and then the card is going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller. Now use whatever size that you want. You can use 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch or 1/8 of an inch mat. I like to use 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to work on this piece to start off with, and I am going to be stamping the image. You get it out of its package. I like to keep them in their packages nice and clean, and then I keep them in just a little plastic wallet. So put that out of the way, get my thin Lizzies down and see which size. I think I'm going to use the biggest one for this one. These are absolutely brilliant. I love them. They work so well. And hold on, let's take this one off first. Because they're nice and thin, as in the name Thin Lizzie, it means that you've got a bit of flexibility in there, which means that you can actually bend it a bit to make sure that you get all of the detail in. So I'm going to put it in, try and get it as straight as I can in on here. And then I want it to come in on the center. Now, I tend to, rather than doing it that way, and I've got a little bit to hold on to, I will turn it landscape, and it gives me just a little bit more to work with. So I'm going to use my VersaFine, and it's the black onyx, and I'm just going to ink this up well. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp that in on here. And you can see I can bend it a little bit, and as long as you hold on to the center or part of the stamp so it doesn't move, you can then move it so that you just get a nice bend on it. So when you pull it off, you've got every single tiny weeny little bit of detail. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I just think it's absolutely lovely. Okay, so I'm going to move that to one side because I want to get some more butterflies. So I'm going to stamp up the butterfly part, and I'm just going to put this on, hence the extra piece on here, because I just want the butterflies so that we can have some butterflies flying in on here. So I'm just, as I say, just easing it up a bit, and then I can bend it off this way, and I've got the beautiful butterflies on there. Okay, so now we need to do some colouring. Now I need to get some very tiny fine brushes. Let me get my fine brushes out. Should have prepared that beforehand, but like everything, I don't get everything ready. I think that's probably a nice little one. We'll use that one. And I've got some water ready. I've got my palette ready, and I'm going to use a variety of things. So I'm going to use some, to start off with, I'm going to use some of our Luscious. Now, I've just got this pad, and I've only got a few of them, so I can fill them all up. As I get more Luscious, I can fill them up. And what you do is you put a spoonful of the powder in, and add a little tiny bit of water, and then mix and mix and mix and mix until it comes to a paste which is similar to, they say, clotted cream. I would say, yes, I would say clotted cream, not sort of double cream, but clotted cream, quite thick. And then when it dries into a palette. But all you have to do then is to just activate it with some water. So I'm just going to spray some water on it, like that. And it comes back and it acts like a palette. So I'm taking that out of the way because I might use some of my translucents as well. But what I want to do is I want to paint these. This is the card, so I'm going to paint these little circles in different colours. So I think I'm going to do the circles in green. So let me just do this, and you can see, you can actually, let's take, I'll have one of these ones. I need to grab my glasses actually, because I'm getting quite blind at close work, and I need some close work glasses. So one of the unfortunate things of getting older is that, but once I put my glasses on, I can see absolutely perfectly. So I'm going to do this one here, and I'm just bringing it round through on here. I need just a little bit of extra water on here actually, because I don't want it to be too. There we are, we've got a nice green one there, and I might actually do another green one down on here. Let's do this one in on here with the green. So I'm taking that through over the top, so you get that real lovely sort of sparkly look to it. Now you can emboss it, but not everybody has heat guns and things and use basic things. So, you know, if you don't, you can actually do it quite beautifully without. Now I'm going to have a little bit of gold, I think, on the other one. So I will tell you the exact colours of them when we've finished. Now I'm going to take this one out of here, I think. So we've got lovely gold in there. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to do this one in gold. So I can have that. Just take a little bit of water. Take that round in there. This gold is beautiful. It's lovely for doing any work that you want with gold, and it's called gold, and it is just beautifully gold. Just need to do just a little bit more on here. There we are. So that's the gold. Now I think I want to do, I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do the butterfly in, but I don't think it really matters because I'm going to do the butterfly in the translucents, I think. So I can take this one in on here, take this orange one over the top, take it round the side. It is just, they are so beautiful to work with, they really are. You can just paint, and you don't need, once you've got your palette, the palette will last a long time, and then when it's run out or gets low, you just add another spoonful. When I say spoonful, we're not talking about a spoonful, we're talking about a I don't know what amount, probably about, if you're talking about a teaspoon, probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and you just pop it in and add a little drop of water to it, and you have your first palette. And then once it goes dry, you just literally add some water to it, and it comes back again like a paint palette. And because it's so highly pigmented, it gives a beautiful colour, and it's got lots and lots of mica in it as well. So it gives that really lovely, bright, shimmery look to it. Okay, now I think I'm going to have another orange one up in on here. So this one's going to be orange as well. And all you need is a fine paintbrush. So now I'm going to do this one orange, and I'm going to do that other one in another colour. In fact, I might do that one in the gold to clean my brush, and I'm going to do this one in the gold because I quite like that. And you can, the nice thing with this is that you can take it with colour like this, or you can do it with any of the acrylics, but it just gives a really rather lovely look to the card. So I just need a little bit of, just a little bit more on here, and once it's dried you can see through it. So depending how thick you put it on, if you put it on really thick then you probably won't, but you can see a little bit on. Okay, now I'm not going to do the butterflies with this. I'm going to do the butterflies on this, probably on both of them, because I need to cut them out, and I need to now get my little palette out, and I'm going to use some of the acrylic translucents because that means I can see right through them, and they're great for painting. So what colour am I going to do my butterflies? I like blue butterflies, but I'm not, in fact I think I'm going to do them, I love this blue. So I'm going to have this, which is the Sargasso Sea. So let's just get a little bit of this out. And this you really need, they say, a grain of rice. And I think that that's being optimistic. You know, you literally need a tiny weeny bit because it's so concentrated. Once you add a little bit of water in on there, now am I going to have blue and purple in there, or blue and yellow? I think I'm going to have purple in there. So I'm going to make it a purpley butterfly, I think, or a green. No, green, I think. The nice thing is obviously you can mix them. So I've only got a small collection at the moment. I'm adding to it all the time. Oh, that wasn't very good. I hadn't cleaned my brush very well. So I'm going to put that on there. But I don't think it's going to be all green anyway. So as you can see, because they are so concentrated, I've only got 3. This one is actually my embossing paste, but I've got a little pot and they fit in perfectly, so I can get a whole pile of them. Right, let me clean this brush off, and I need my, what have I done with my kitchen roll? I always have a bit of kitchen roll dotted about. Here we go. Then I can clean this off so I don't have any, what I don't want to do is to have any. It's really funny actually, if you, can you see my water in there? That was clear. Can you see the amount of, I don't know whether you can actually, can you see that? That's all pigment just in cleaning my brush off. So it shows how much pigment they put in there. It's beautiful. So with this I want to add quite a bit of water in here because you don't want it too thick, because it works better if you have a little bit of okay, so I'm just going to go around on here, and you can see literally one brush I can do all of this butterfly. And I'm only doing it lightly with this one because I'm going to be cutting out the other one, and we're going to mount it on top, so we have a lovely bit on the top. So I can just literally take this in like that because it's not really going to show, so I don't need to worry about it too much. let's take this up in here. I'm going to take this one down like this into the corner. Okay, right, so let me go on to the other one, and this is the one that we're going to spend a little bit more time with, because oh, I missed out one at the bottom. Never mind, I'll do that in a minute. Let's do this one first. I expect you're all shouting at me, you've missed the one at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to take these up to the top. Okay, so I'm doing it all in this one colour to start off with. And then I will add. So I should, with a bit of luck, get all of them in. I could have brought you in closer, couldn't I? But I think you can probably get the gist from here, because I'm not doing anything that you really need to see too much detail of. And again, you don't have to worry too much if you go over the edges, because we're going to be cutting it out. So, you know, don't worry too much about it. Now let me take this out. Now what I want to do is I want to make just a little bit of, so I'm going to add a little bit of this to the yellow, not a lot, but I just want a bit of, just a little bit of green, which is going to just add, I want some water in here, because as I say, otherwise it just is a bit too, that's nice. So I've just made myself a nice sort of vibranty green, which is going to colour in a little bit more of the butterfly. So I'm going to just use that in on the edge, up in on here, like that, up in on this bit, and then just down in on the edges here. And I can bring that down just round. Like this. And then you get your butterfly with its lovely different tones in. Okay, let's do the other one. So a little bit in the centre. And then just up on the edges of the wings. And you can see I've gone over the edge there. It doesn't really matter because I'm cutting it out. So just take that in on the centre, up in on the top, around there. And then this little one that we missed out, he's going to be green. Doesn't really matter because the other one's going to go in over the top. But let me just put that in. And you can see how far these paints go because I haven't had to do anything else with it at all. Right, okay, so I'm going to leave that in there for a minute. And you can see I've still got lots left. So what I tend to do is I'll do a background and just literally splosh the rest of the paint over and do the back. Oops, sorry, I've knocked the camera with my glasses. I'm always doing that. I have my camera quite low so you can see what we're doing, and then I tend to knock it with my glasses because when I put them on the top of my head they come out everywhere. Right, let's get this little one done. So again, just take them out with scissors. Such pretty little butterflies, they really are. I absolutely love them. But I'm a person, I love butterflies. I think they're very pretty. You can do so much with butterflies as well. They just add a little bit of something to any card, don't they? Okay, so that one's going to go in on there. Let's get number 2 out. And as you can see, it doesn't take very much to cut them out. what I tend to do is I cut them rough, because then you haven't got a whole piece of paper or cardstock rather to worry about, and then you can cut them out relatively easily. So, and people who haven't done a lot of fussy cutting, the tip is you keep the scissors straight or fairly straight, and you move this with, whether you're right or left-handed, the other piece. So when you get round, you can see I'm turning this all the way round, and it then enables you to get the fussy cutting done quite easily onto little pieces like this. Okay, so that's number 2. And then we've just got our big one here. I might actually do some of the other bits in it as well when I've finished this bit. We'll see. Let's just get this one cut out quickly. Again, fussy cutting is the sort of thing that I will make a lot of the images like this that I know I'm going to use, and then colour them, and then spend an evening just sitting cutting them out, doing the fussy cutting while the telly's on, because it's the sort of thing that you don't have to really concentrate too much over, and then you've always got some available. I have a little pot with all sorts of little, what I call embellishments or toppers and things, and keep them in there, because then when you need them, you've got them. There we go. And you don't have to worry about it so much. Okay, so that's going to come up like this, and I just want to just stick the very center of it on there. Now what I can do is, I quite like these little, now I've got this out, I think I might use, we haven't used, I've got a bit of the red, haven't I? I'm going to try this. This is the mulberry bush. Yes, here we go around the mulberry bush. And it's a really rather lovely sort of mulberry, I was going to say plummy colour, but if you've ever seen mulberries, I had a neighbour when I was young who had a mulberry tree, and right, so I only need a little tiny bit of this. I'm just going to put it in there. But you can see how long these are going to last, because you only use a tiny little bit each time. Add a bit of water to it, like this. Now I know I've got the way, just about to throw it everywhere. Hope that hasn't gone right into my card base. I'll have to turn it over if it has. Right, okay, so while these bits are just drying out, I am going to take just some of this one, and I'm just going to take some of these. And I'm not doing them overly precisely right up to the edge, because I just want to have just a little bit of a, well, that's quite nice, I like that. We've got some around here, haven't we? So again, I'm not doing it right up to the edge, because I don't want it to look as if it's up to the edge. I just want a bit in the centre, just to do a bit of colour in. That's lovely. That's finished that off nicely. Just adding a little bit of extra colour in there. Right, now I've gone and blobbed on there so I can turn it over. I need to put that in like that on there. That's going to go onto the card base like that. So let's glue, I need to glue these ones down. I'm going to do it afterwards, because I just want to put these ones in. So this is going to come in on the center. Now I just want it to come up a little bit. So I could put a tiny dimensional in there, which will give it, or a foam pad, which will just give it a little bit of extra height. or I might just put some glue in the center. I haven't decided. I will do that off camera, but how pretty is that once I've glued it? I think that that's absolutely lovely. You've got all of those different colors coming in. If I just pick it up a little bit on here, I know I haven't stuck it down, but there we go. Can you see all of that lovely color? So you've got the shimmery of the luscious, and then you've got the butterflies. And I could even, I don't know whether I will, but I could even take just a little bit of the gold on there to just add a little bit of shimmer to the butterflies if I wanted to. But a beautiful, very simple, but very effective looking card. I don't put sentiments on until I'm ready to send, but you could put it as a birthday, anniversary, just because, any type of card. And we used the beautiful soft wings, which is the Mike Deacon Art, My Creative Journey for Indigo Blue. So absolutely love that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.